that was presented by the Finance Minister of India today in the Parliament, what we understand is rupees 89,155 crores have been allocated for the health sector. This is up by about 2,955 crores, that is roughly about 3.43% compared to the allocations that was done in the previous year. A positive feature of this budget allocation is about rupees 86,175 crores, that is almost like 96% of this budget, is going to the Health and Family Welfare Department, which actually looks after and supervises the entire health system. There is a focus in the budget on overall elimination of sickle cell anemia and also allocation to nutrition, child protection services and Anganwadis. Apart from these, as Finance Minister said in the budget, that health, education and skilling is given significant focus. For example, 157 nursing colleges have been proposed to be established, co-locating them with the 157 medical colleges. Similarly, mission to eliminate sickle cell anemia is taken up on a priority focus, which includes screening of everybody up to the age of 40, counseling, etc. Similarly, there's a focus on research on pharmaceuticals and setting up infrastructure of excellence in select ICMR labs. How do we understand this budget? Does it mean that everything is very bright and nice for the health system? What we understand of the budget that is allocated for the health sector, we know that it is divided into various components. For example, health infrastructure, Mission Shakti, Mission Vatsalya, Poshan Abhiyan, etc. So a lot of budget goes into this, and there is a kind of upward trend in allocation to these components. But what we have to understand is that we will know if the health sector is strong or health system is strong by the components of budget that is allocated to the health system. National Health Policy 2017 envisaged that the health budget of the country has to be at least 2.5% of the GDP. As we know today, the overall health expenditure is about 3.2% of the GDP, that's about 6 lakh crores. In that, only 1.2% is the proportion of money that is allocated by the government. It looks like from this budget and from the trends in the previous years, now we are almost reaching to about 2.2% from about 1.6% 2-3 years ago. However, in the National Health Mission, that is the fulcrum of health services, the allocation of the budget is rupees 36,785 crores. That is about 375 crores less. It is almost 1% lesser than compared to the last year. This is not a very good news because most of this budget goes to capital expenditure, and then the money remaining for the innovations, to recruit more staff, to have health services for greater number of people then gets limited. The Ayushman Bharat, which is Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan, gets a allocation of rupees 7,200 crores, which is about 11.5% increased compared to the last year budget. However, what we know from the various reports is that in states like Karnataka, the uptake of Ayushman Bharat has not even reached 45%, and it is at a dismal low of about 27% in Uttar Pradesh, which means the budget that is allocated for National Health Mission and Ayushman Bharat Mission, finally we will know by its expenditure. If it is spent well, then we know that it reaches people. A last point that I would like to make from this budget reading is that just the figures don't tell us the entire story. The story lies in how this budget is utilized. In the year 2021 and 22, about 74,000 crore was allocated for health. However, what was spent was only 41,000 crores, which was about 33,000 crore lesser compared to what was allocated. So we will know really by the expenditures and by what goes to the health system, really whether this money goes to the people and really people get good health. and that will be a factor for us to watch out for in the coming years. So overall, there is a kind of a positive trend of allocating budget to health sector. The challenge then for us is to see that it is really goes to the public health system, and people, especially the disadvantaged and the marginalized communities, do get access to healthcare without having to spend from their own pockets and without having the risk of them again becoming poorer due to health reasons.